So I would define peer pressure as literally the pressure that a group of people puts on individuals in that group to conform a certain way.
Are we ready? Oh, my bad. Sorry. So, a lot's been on my mind lately. I've really been thinking a lot about the topic of peer pressure. And, I've had my fair share of peer pressure in the past, so I was like, I'm going to create a documentary. And so what I did is I lined up a few people to interview, about 3 people, 3 or 4, I think 3. So I'm just going to ask them questions, and this is really this is heavy on my heart. I just hope that they give me the right answers to help me out with my documentary, of course. And so I got a camera crew together, and they're great guys. They're hard workers. They do everything I ask them to, and yeah. Anyways, so this is my journey, and yep.
Oh, why did I park so far?
Researching for this topic, the name Michelle Blakely came up several times. So I tracked down Michelle and found her at a private Christian school. So what I did is I set up an interview with her, but I was late, like usual. Good morning.
Hi, Noah,
How are you?
right?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's me.
Great, come on in.
Okay. So, tell me about yourself. What do you do?
Well, I have been a school counselor for many years. Was a school teacher, then went into school counseling, and then after that, I went and got my degrees in professional counseling and marriage and family therapy.
Cool. Sorry, I'm taking really good notes. Sorry.
How do I feel about peer pressure? I would say that there's obviously positive and negative peer pressure. I think peer pressure is a great thing when it's really used to encourage people to go in the right direction, to make good choices. Peer pressure can motivate someone to make the right choice, to do the right thing in countless number of situations that I've seen over the years. So even when it's difficult and you don't have as much confidence to do something on your own, if you've got your peers that are pressuring you literally to make a good decision, then you're able to do that. Negative peer pressure can cause you to do something that you've never ever thought you were capable of doing or that you would ever consider doing. So maybe you were not really thinking about making a certain choice, but because of negative peer pressure, you end up doing something or making a choice that you normally wouldn't make.
My interview with Michelle gave me a lot of good insight on both the good and bad sides of peer pressure. I was able to summarize everything she said into a few simple thoughts and ideas.
So it was good talking to you, Noah. Do you
Yeah,
think you have
thank you.
everything you need for today?
I think I do, actually.
Okay.
I got more notes than I expected, so thank you so much.
Great,
Yeah.
great. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah. It
you.
was good meeting you.
Yeah. Come on! So after my interview with Michelle, I got some really good notes from her, and I was thinking, it's like, maybe if I interview more people, this could really help, make my documentary, about peer pressure really well. So I was thinking, it's like, there's this guy Frank Tappy I came across, and I feel like his insight would really help further the purpose of this documentary. So right now I'm just waiting for him to show up. So yeah, there he is. Hello.
Hello, sir.
My name is Noah.
I know, I'm Frank. Good to meet you.
Good to meet you too. Step right this way, please.
All right.
Please take a seat. So, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Sure. My name is Frank, and I like the color orange,
Hey, color my
so it's good. I have been working with junior high, high school, and college students for about 15 years in church world, in school world, and now currently back in the ministry realm with college kids.
Cool, cool. So I'm doing a documentary about peer pressure, and just tell me, how would you define peer pressure?
And I think peer pressure has really got a bad rap over the years. I think we've always kind of used it as a way to talk about the negative, but I think peer pressure is neither positive nor negative. It just depends on the situation that you're in. So I would define it as anything that the people around you put pressure, whether that's vocal or perceived pressure, for you to do, feel, or be something.
Cool. So you already answered the next question, how you feel about it. So, when working with teens and young adults, how have you experienced the effects of peer pressure in these guys?
Sure. I mean, I think it comes off in a lot of different ways. I think the perceived pressure is more there than any of the actual pressure is. The way that I've experienced the actual pressure is through coaching basketball. I mean, you just see that students want to help push each other, but they're all doing the same thing. They're all going after the same goal. And so when one person isn't living up to it, they feel the pressure and sometimes hear the vocal pressure from their teammates to perform better, to succeed better in that area. And I think that's a positive thing. I don't view that as a negative kind of peer pressure. I know there's a lot of perceived peer pressure in the high school, college world with alcohol and drugs and all of that kind of stuff. But I would say, in my experience personally, it's more perceived than it is actual vocal pressure.
Okay. So, what advice would you give to anybody, of course, the teens and young adults you work with? What advice would you give to those dealing with positive or negative peer pressure?
Sure. I would say, rather than trying to survive negative peer pressure, I think the better option for you would be to surround yourself with better people. Because the perceived pressure is going to come when you're surrounded by people doing things that you don't want to do. And that you're going to feel the pressure to do them. So if you surround yourself with the right kind of people, you're not going to feel that pressure to do the things that you don't want to do, but you will feel the pressure to live up to the person that you want to be, because your friends are challenging you and pushing you to become that person.
Okay, well, that is all the questions I have. So thank you for
Absolutely.
letting me interview you.
Thank you for having me in your beanbag office.
Hey, no problem.
Nice.
Yeah, it's cozy.
It's warm in here.
Meeting with Frank helped answer many questions that I had. But to meet the 15-minute requirement, I needed one more person's opinion on this topic. I contacted former IndyCar driver and successful businessman Sam Schmidt to get his insight on this issue. You know, Sam is one of those that when knocked down, he uses every bone and muscle in his body to get back up, and as usual, I was late.
So tell me, what has been your response in the past to peer pressure?
I usually just think about it and then get up and walk away.
So for my documentary that I'm making, I am trying to discover really what peer pressure is. So how would you define peer pressure?
I would define peer pressure as just sort of the elements around where you know, live every day and what you do, and could be in the media, could be friends, could be at school, could be away from school, could be your school athletics, and anything that tries to push you in a direction, I guess.
Okay. And then personally, how do you feel about it?
Well, I don't know. I guess that was peer pressure. Peer pressure could push you towards good things and could push you towards bad things. So I guess it depends on what it is. But I've kind of always been a firm believer to try and evaluate your own situation and how you believe in life and your values and your integrity and everything in this journey possible to follow that. So if your peer pressure pushes you in that direction, that's a good thing.
And to those experiencing peer pressure, what advice would you give to them?
Pretty much along those same lines is, you've got to determine on your own the difference between right and wrong and good and bad, and really what you want your future to look like. And so, again, if your peers, you should probably work hard to surround yourself with people and friends and associates that follow that same path of what you want to do in life. Or you just surround yourself with an element that doesn't fit, your strategy, so to speak. You're probably heading down the wrong road.
Well, that was actually all the questions I have. So thank you for your time. I like the answers I heard today. So thank you.
Easiest interview I've ever had. Thank you.
Yep.
Sam was right. When dealing with peer pressure, it depends on how you handle your circumstances. It is important for teens and young adults to be mindful of who and what they're surrounded by. Peer pressure isn't necessarily a bad thing, but anything that you spend time around can and will affect the choices you make. We, as an active society, can begin to make choices that will prevent the consequences of negative influences and make this world a better place.